The Okanagan Sun have announced a new head coach, and he joins us now. It's Travis Miller. Hi, Travis.
How you doing, Ryan?
Was this a surprise being named the head coach this year?
Yeah, definitely a surprise, a welcome surprise, but definitely something that I wasn't anticipating going into my second season for sure.
Very exciting, though, as a former player, now to lead this team that you once played for.
Yeah, it's a wonderful opportunity. I think every player dreams of one day getting the opportunity, especially those who get into coaching. And it's definitely been something that's been on my mind over the last 10 years for sure.
Was there any conversations between you and now former head coach Jamie Bourne before he stepped down that he may be thinking about stepping down and then you becoming the new head coach?
Jamie and I have been in contact about this for years. I think the opportunity of being on the coaching staff and progressing, if Jamie ever did make a decision to go somewhere else, was always in the back of our minds. And Jamie always told me and always told the coaches and everybody else on the staff that he wanted to leave the organization in a better shape than when he came in. And I think he's done that. He's done a great job laying a great foundation for us. And I just happen to be the lucky recipient that gets to continue the legacy that he started.
Well, it's very exciting. You mentioned just your second year on this coaching staff. You were the offensive coordinator last year. Do you keep that title? Is it too early to tell?
Too early to tell. This is a very fresh change, and we're going to review everything internally. We're going to make sure that as an organization, we make the right decision as to who would take over that role if the opportunity came up, and make sure the approach is thing properly. We don't want to rush into anything for sure.
No time for you to celebrate either. You got on the road and you're now on a recruiting trip.
That's right. Yeah, about 6 hours, 7 hours later, I was on the road and just got to Grand Prairie on as part of a whirlwind Alberta tour to come see some of the recruits in Alberta for sure.
Have you had a chance to even wrap your head around becoming the head coach and what changes you may want to make or additions you want to bring in?
You know what? I think throughout the process, it was a quick process, but I think throughout it, you start to realize the things that you would like to maybe bring to the table that are different than previous regimes, and the things that we've talked about with the coaches and the players, and making sure that we keep the systems that we have in place, and some of the things that just build on top of that and continue down the road. I mean, we had a really good season last year. We have a really good team. We have a great coaching staff. More or less, it's going to be the same, and it's going to be a great opportunity for I think everybody involved in our organization to take a step forward and continue down the path.
You lose some key pieces, though, of that roster from last year. Is that one of the reasons you're in Alberta trying to recruit players to fill those big cleats?
Absolutely. I mean, whether it's Alberta, Saskatchewan, the rest of the country, we got to find those guys. They're really hard to find. A Malcolm Miller, a Daniel Townsend, and some of the all Canadians that we had on our roster. They don't just come out of nowhere. But the guys here in Alberta, I know quite well, and a lot of the coaches and players. So we're hoping to find one or two of those guys that might come in and be in those positions going forward for sure.
Could you see some more former players join the coaching staff?
It's a good question. At this point, it's so new, and I think we're still reviewing everything. Who's to say one way or another yet?
Yeah. Pretty exciting, though, isn't it? I mean, yes, you got in the car and you drove right away for a recruiting trip, but pretty exciting to become the head coach of the Okanagan Sun, I would imagine.
I think, like I said, it's something that I've always thought about. I had the opportunity to coach my alma mater, my high school that I played for, and now this is the progression into the junior ranks. And I'm just looking forward to the opportunity to work with our kids. We have a really great returning group, and the coaches, like I said. So I'm just excited to live in the moment a little bit here and start the recruiting process as the head coach and move things forward the way that we had discussed.
Well, yeah, you got to soak it in. I guess you had a 6 hour car ride to figure that out.
10.
10 car ride. Well, take it all in. Safe travels to Alberta and back, and we look forward to seeing what you and the coaching staff can bring in 2022.
Thanks, Ryan. Have a great day.